you should actually, Shivananda was saying, you should look after Vasudeva because he doesn't really know how to manage his affairs. But Vasudeva, he got extra mercy from Lord Chaitanya because he prayed, just like Ramtidev, that he wanted to suffer all the karmic reactions for all living entities. So Prabhupada said that he was much greater than Jesus. So this is the ultimate charity. Even in our movement, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he had the same prayer that he wanted to suffer, especially for the second generation that had been not treated properly in the past. And then he got cancer and he passed away. But, so the point is that devotees, we have to try to have this mentality of being generous. It's said in this one hellish planet, actually, that if you don't offer your enemy, if you don't have any money, if you're completely broke, and your enemy comes to you, and you don't offer your enemy a nice place to sit and a glass of water, there's a hellish planet. So, you know, the idea is that nobody is our enemy. Everyone is part and parcel of Krishna, and we have to see like that. That is, that is our philosophy. So, we have to be kind to living entities and we have to be generous. Actually, it's described that stinginess, you know what stinginess is? Stingy. It means being mean, not being generous and stingy. Stinginess is a symptom of the mode of passion. Generosity is a symptom of the mode of goodness. Generosity. So, so as devotees, I'm supposed to also talk about ideal family life. So being generous is a part of our family life. One time, one devotee got married, I can't remember who it was, and he asked Srila Prabhupada if he had any instructions for him, special instructions, seeing if he's getting married. So Srila Prabhupada, he was apparently hoping to get some kind of guidance on intimate affairs or something. But Prabhupada said, well, actually, the Grihastha, his duty is to go to the deck of his house, to the front door, and shout out as loud as he can, is anyone hungry? And he's supposed to do that 3 times. And if anyone's hungry, they can come and eat there. And then this devotee, he apparently wasn't satisfied with the answer, so he asked Prabhupada again, well, have you got any more instructions? And then Prabhupada repeated exactly the same thing. So this is the Dharma of the Grihastas. There's 4 ashrams, and there's only one that is supposed to support the other 3. And Prabhupada was complaining there's a certain term for giving in charity to sannyasis and brahmacharis and vanaprasthas. And Prabhupada was complaining how in this day and age, you know, the grihastas, they're not generous, they don't support the sannyasis and the grihastas, and the brahmacharis. So that's also part of our dharma. So in spiritual life, you know, we may get married, we may not get married, it doesn't really matter. If you get married, it's not the end of the world. Although I was giving class in Copenhagen, I was telling how when I got married, there was one big leader, he's disappeared, but he was horrified when I got married. But it's not such a big deal. I mean, if you can avoid it, that's very good. But don't wait till you're 45 before you decide whether you really want to get married or not, because that happens sometimes. And if you get married, you need to make your mind up before you get married that this is, you know, there's no divorce. This is it. We're going to stay together, and you know, whatever it takes, because the whole system of marriage is arranged in a very scientific way. That actually, if you marry somebody, in the beginning you may be attracted to them, and you even may not be able to follow the strict religious principle about, you know, only having sex when you once a month or whatever. But the point is, one should never give up. And there's many examples in the scriptures that actually give you reason to not become too depressed. Like in the story of Yayati. Anyone read the story of Yayati? You know that story? You read that? So Yayati, he was a great king. And even Krishna took birth in the Yadu dynasty, so he couldn't have been that bad. So Yayati, he had this attraction for this very young wife. He had a very young wife. Of course, it's a growing phenomenon in ISKCON that some people have young wives. Prabhupada didn't really criticize it very much, but it's not that, you know, 65-year-old men should remarry a young girl at 25. But there's one story of Prabhupada when Tamal Krishna, Prabhupada was actually talking about this one friend of his who was a very nice devotee. I can't remember his name. Anyone remember his name? It was a conversation in 1977. Prabhupada was saying, this very nice devotee, he was 70 years old, he married a 20-year-old girl or something. And Prabhupada, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj, he said, oh, there must have been a lot of criticism. Prabhupada said, yeah, but he didn't make a big deal of it. He just said, you know, he was a nice devotee, and when he would pay his obeisances, he would actually fall asleep. So, anyway. But the point is that, you know, you generally marry someone around your age. In the 11th canto, Krishna says that you should marry someone a little bit younger. And so nature's arrangement, if you marry somebody, there may be some attraction. You may not, you may get romantic sometimes, whatever. But there's a verse in the 11th canto, Chatashara Makatasu Nibbana Sabkameshu Veda Dukatmakan Kaman. It says that sometimes a devotee may not be able to renounce sense gratification. But if he can't renounce sense gratification, he shouldn't lament too much. He should remain happy, knowing that all sense gratification, he should sincerely repent, but at the same time he should remain happy, knowing that all sense gratification has a miserable end. So that's an important verse. That's quoted by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and other acharyas in, you know, in the progressive path of Krishna consciousness. It's there, spoken by Lord Krishna himself. So, you know, ultimately we want to get to the point like Jamunacharya. He had a famous verse, Yadavati Mamacheta Krishna Padaravandayo. Whenever I think of sex life, my lips curl with distaste and I spit at the floor, since I've been engaged in the ever fresh devotional service of the Lord. So we're trying to come to that point. So as grihastas, or as devotees, any devotee, we have to be generous, we have to give in charity. Of course, the sannyas is giving instructions, accepting disciples, giving shelter. But all of us, as devotees, we should give in charity. And in that way, we won't be as attached to our personal possessions. Krishna will help us. It's important to go to the morning program, even when one is married. Prabhupada emphasized so much about Mangalarti. Going to Mangalarti is very, very important. Even in Alatra, which is famous for having many different standards. But, you know, every day at least 25 Prabhupada disciples go to Mangalarti. Not many second generation, which is unfortunate. But, you know, people come, which is good. Because if we want to make progress in spiritual life, we have to be very serious about following all these instructions, especially of Srila Prabhupada. So, and ultimately the goal is, which is spoken by Lord Krishna in the 11th canto, Kinchana Siddhantasya Shantasya Maya Santusta, how's it go? Maya Santusta Manasa Sabasukha Maya Disha. Very nice verse. Krishna says that for one who desires nothing within this world, who his consciousness is equal in all conditions, who is satisfied in me alone, they find only happiness wherever they go. So that's the goal. So, and then Krishna says, one who has his consciousness fixed on me desires neither position or abode of Brahma, or Lord Indra, nor an empire on the earth, nor sovereignty in the lower planetary system, nor the eightfold paths of yoga, nor liberation from birth and death. Such a person desires me alone. So that is the goal for all devotees, grihastha, sannyas, vanaprastha, brahmachari, you know, develop love of Krishna, and it's not possible to achieve it without being generous, because being generous means sacrificing our time, our money, etavan jamasapalyam dehi dehi dehinam atyapan dhyavacha sreyasaranam. Anyway, important verse spoken by Krishna, that it is the duty of all human beings to sacrifice their life, their words, their money, their body for the benefit of others. So if we do that, we'll be satisfied. Krishna will look after us. If you don't do that, then, you know, it's hard to be a devotee, or it'll hard to be satisfied. So, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Any questions, comments? Yes?
Talk about self-sufficiency in the beginning.
Self-sufficiency.
About that we need to have money for these projects.
Right.
But isn't the goal that we should get out of the money economy
right.
more and more?
Yeah, well, you know, we don't have kings, you know, who are giving money to the Brahmins, or who are giving land to the Brahmins or anything. So, yeah, we have to get money. But, yeah, I mean, that's not hard to understand. Even when we get the land, we've got to pay taxes, and we have to get that, you know, we always need money. So, until we have people who are trained, or until the kings, you know, become devotees, you know, we're going to need money. So therefore, some devotees can make some money, or you can preach to people with a lot of money. You don't have to. Prabhupada said money is everywhere, so just a question of figuring out where it is exactly. But like Prabhupada said, if you try to do something wonderful, then Krishna will supply everything. But we won't need money. I mean, if all the kings and all the governments became Krishna conscious, which is what Prabhupada wanted, then they would give. And then if people were trained, you know, like in Ayurvedic medicine, you wouldn't need money, you wouldn't need as much money to go see a doctor. Like I went to see a doctor in, somewhere in Rishikesh. I went to see an Ayurvedic doctor, I had this no problem. And, you know, he just felt my pulse, gave me good, you know, analysis. I got some medicine, it was good, it was very cheap. So, you know, hopefully in ISKCON we'll have all these different, we'll have vets who know how to, you know, cure the animals naturally, with natural herbs and everything. But yeah, we need money. Plus, we need to use tractors, you know, we need to use lawnmowers. What are you going to do about it? It's not the end of the world. If we had lots of sutras to cut up the wood, we wouldn't need so many machines, but we don't have all the sutras. You know, we need to preach and make lots of devotees. Any other questions? Yeah.
As you mentioned, that is not so it says that to not become hardcore, you have
Right.
to be generous toward the poor people. But nowadays, many of these poor people we see in the street, they are eating meat and smoking a cigarette. What should we do with them? Because
Well, you have to be careful, obviously. If you know someone's going to go and buy some Bud Light or a packet of cigarettes, you don't. But, you know, it's best to give them food, or give them, you know, shelter or clothing, or, you know, don't give them the money, because they'll misuse that, but give them something. You know, if they're starving to death, they might buy some food if you give them money, but yeah, you should be careful.
because it was a discussion between
Huh?
It was a discussion between devotees. Some devotees think that no, we have to give money. I told no, it's dangerous because you get the karma and so from you, it's supposed to be
Right.
Guru Maharaj.
That's right.
It's dangerous. But some devotees think, no, we have to give it. Not like this. So now we get the answer. Don't worry, but why
Yeah.
food
India.
and
Anything else? Yes.
Is it Prabhupada who said also that mundane welfare work?
Monday what?
Mundane welfare work.
Right.
It's like giving a drowning man some food or something.
Yeah.
And that there are different types of welfare.
Yeah, but he also wanted people to be fed. I mean, Prabhupada wanted, you know, food. He wanted, you know, devotees to feed poor people. So, you know, we want to, you know, we don't want to see people suffering if we can help them. I mean, we have priorities. Obviously, our main priority is to preach to people, intelligent people, and to use our resources to, you know, spread Krishna consciousness, the philosophy and the lifestyle and the culture. But at the same time, you know, we want to, if you see someone starving, you don't want to just, oh, we don't believe in helping people. You know, you can give them some food. That's not really mundane. You're feeding them prasadam, right? So, you know, we don't, it's not our main goal is to just tend to the material needy. Our main goal is to, you know, help spread Krishna consciousness and to, you know, feed people prasadam.
I also don't think that it's such a thing that everybody does the same thing exactly. Srila Prabhupada also wanted us to be individuals. For example, when he spoke, and they asked him, some reporters asked him about voting. But anyway, that's up to the individual in our movement. It's not that we all vote a certain way or we don't vote. When Srila Prabhupada in 1977 came to Bhubaneswar in Orissa, he said that when I first came here years ago, I saw many beggars, and I wanted to come here and give money to all of them. And certainly some of them must have been alcoholics and whatever. I would think it's an individual thing according to my own realization, not just something that everybody has to follow the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.